before it was decided in that game 5, and now in the best of 7 with a timeout in your back pocket, you got to wonder, are things going to shake out differently?
There's literally only one way to find out, and that is to put them into a rematch. So yes, this is something I talked about before. Talk has actually been so incredible in his solo plays. If you guys missed it yesterday, he had a matchup where he literally 1v3'd and scored, I believe it was like 7 or 8 different goals on his own. But then on the flip side of things, RMC, they looked very, very solid. The same pretty much style that we've seen all throughout Shift Summer League. So again, between these two, these are probably two of my favorites. It sucks that they're going up against each other here and somebody's road is going to end, but this is, in my book, low-key would have been a grand final.
Yeah, and if you look at the stats from RMC in the Shift Summer League, they were putting up numbers on the offensive end. It was so many shots on target that they were able to put up every single game. You know, some series they were sitting here averaging 12, 13 shots a game and just putting so much pressure onto the defenses that they're going up against that PineApple have to be weary of that and be able to weather the storm, because the storm is for sure going to come. But right now, Mist says, guess what? I'm going to make it rain myself. 1-0 advantage for PineApple.
Okay, you gotta talk about this weird team bump that went down between RMC in the middle of the field. RetalMajicCheese were kind of locked into each other, and it forced Magic Bear to have to run back in time, but try and make a double tap save off basically no boost. And that gave Mist all the time in the world. Now Talk up next, not enough boost to make his double, but PineApple first to lead, taking advantage of a mistake on RMC's half. That's a great way to start off the game.
Oh, for sure, because RMC has been known to start out series, in the driver's seat. And so the fact that PineApple can come out, they can stop the attack from RMC, get a goal on their, get a goal of their own. It's gonna be a nice recipe for success for PineApple, especially in this game number 1. Now almost a couple minutes in, RMC still looking to get their first one on the board. They find the center. Is it enough? No. Oh, excuse me. PineApple get it on the board. Excuse me. Had it completely backwards.
Say, it went so fast from them getting to go on the offensive end that they literally had to race back home so quickly because of PineApple. You saw AJ already lurking in that net there, excuse me, but missed. He forced on it. He forced on the challenge there, finds his way through. PineApple go up 2-0 in the first 2 minutes of this game 1, and that is not a position you want to be in if you're RMC. However, if you know the RMC, world, you know that this is like a game 5, game 7 team. They always end up going to the end no matter what. However, I do feel like PineApple is going to make this a lot harder than they expected, in particular Talk. PineApple have done a great job of setting them up for success. This is one of the few times we've gotten to see RMC on offense here. They tried to set each other up a couple of times, but each single play, they've been sent off.
Yeah, the defense has been supreme so far for this PineApple roster. And the cool thing is that we're seeing Mist get involved offensively for PineApple, getting a couple goals so far through this one. As Mist now on the defensive end is at a couple of saves back-to-back to keep it out the net. Now it's AJ's turn. And almost 3 minutes into this one, I will say PineApple definitely look like they're coming in a little bit more warmed up. And that's the thing, is that RMC, they didn't have, a real warm-up match for this. Yes, they did have their, the scrims that they can have, things like that. But it doesn't equal to when you're playing for either going home or taking home at least $2,000. So right now, PineApple, definitely, in my opinion, going to be the more warmed-up team.
Absolutely. Having that first game definitely does make a little bit of a difference, especially if the team does opt out of doing a scrim in preparation for this one. Obviously, we don't know if they scrimmed or not ahead of time for this series in particular, but RMC starting that game 1 off a little bit cold right now. Even these first 4 minutes, you got about 94 seconds left here in regulation. You're still down by 2, potentially 3 here as AJ demos, spots Talk, but Cheese keeps this one out. It's going to float off that backboard there, and Cheese doing everything in its power to try and keep it out, but it's just not enough. Mist had all the pressure in the world to keep this one going and all the boost to take his time with it. The double off the back is nasty, but the dunk even crazier.
Yeah, double into a dunk. Mist right now getting the hat trick in really cool fashion, to say the least, is PineApple feeling good. This one barely going off the post. for RMC, almost getting a chance there to start to bring this one back. But with only a minute left, I will say RMC, you're being shut out right now. You got to figure something out on the offensive end.
Yeah, they've definitely been shut out more times than not. PineApple have done a really great job, though, of when they do have possession on this ball, it does not let up. And it is very difficult for RMC right now to connect with each other to get on out of their half. This is one of the few times we've seen it, but it's all at the hands of PineApple doing these back passes and allowing, making the decision for themselves to go back into their own half, really. So RMC got to try and, keep connection on this ball, keep it a little bit closer than they have been in the early stages of this game one, but 30 left on the clock here. Might be too little, too late, unless they can find something here off the corner, but a clear is going to waste all those precious moments that RMC need to be able to get back into this.
Yeah, now it's talk up high, potential for a fourth goal. It won't be necessary at all because this one's all said and done already, but still putting it on target is missed, slightly off though, and talk with a rare miss. We rarely have seen when he has chances on the net to miss them, but hey, regardless, it doesn't matter. They shut out
It looked questionable. You saw the team bumps. You saw a couple of disconnects here and there. It just was not a great start for them, but this was the best start that PineApple, like you said, could have had in that game one.
Definitely starting this best of 7 off on the right foot. RMC potentially going to be the squad to call a timeout first if they find themselves in an 0-2 hole. They have made comebacks before, so you can't count this RMC squad out. You can't sit here and say, oh, they're a little bit off today. No, it's just one game. We'll potentially and more than likely see this squad bounce back in this game number 2 right here. As I say that, missed, almost able to put it on target. Oh man, this is shaky. Rettles barely gets the save though, and sends it wide to get the clear.
Oh my God. I mean, the only reason RMC has not been scored on is, like you said, due to the fact that a couple of those shots were just straight misses and barely misses even at that. But 45 seconds into this one, PineApple really, they have had all the pressure. RMC just trying to get back into it. Rettles over to Cheese there. This one pops up into the sky. Magic Bear is going to take that boost away from PineApple, which could be huge there as they go for their attack. But a clear out into the orange, gets sent back. Magic Bear to collect. Low on boost though, and he's in that 1v2, and you're clearly going to lose it when Talk is the person you're going up against. And RMC just trying to pinball this all the way around. But unfortunately for them, PineApple, they've done a great job of intercepting almost every single play.
Keep that momentum going here. Oh man, I thought that might have been a chance, but no, misread it like a book, came in, made sure he got the save, and a shot coming in from Rettles. Missed again, clutching it up on the defensive end. I mean, we can talk about it all day long. Missed is a defensive aficionado for sure. There has been other players for PineApple stepping up as well, but really it's been missed on the defensive end that has helped this squad tremendously, at least so far. 7 minutes through into this RMC series, they've shut them out completely.
Oh yeah, there's been a couple fair opportunities for RMC to try and score already, but like you said, PineApple have done a great job defensively. They've really, really held their own rotationally. Even when RMC tries to boost drive them out and find a way through, it still just isn't enough. And right now, PineApple, they do a great job of transitioning out. Finally, RMC won for their own. Magic Bear to double off the side. No connect on that ball means Cheese up next in rotation to keep it going forward, but straight into the nose of AJ. And a fake to let Rettles try and take a shot. Still, it's creative. Unfortunately, it just isn't enough. PineApple are reading everything. They look so good in comparison to yesterday. It feels like as time is going on, they just continue to get better and better.
And that's what you want to see out of a squad that, has shown that they can have flashes of brilliance. You want to see them build on that brilliance and create more opportunities for themselves to shine. And so far, they're doing just that in this one. Still a 0-0 scoreline, though. As great as they've looked, they haven't been able to crack the ice. It is this RMC defense. They did it quite a few times in game number 1. But you got to keep that going. And in a best of 7, getting a 2-0 advantage is so big. Because if you're RMC, you got to win out the rest of the series in 4-1 fashion. And RMC not able to clutch it up. Cheese barely off the post. As this one goes wide, PineApple will be very grateful for that fourth defender.
I truly do not know how that one went in. That was such a great setup too. And he had so much more space than how it felt. But unfortunately, you just got to try again. Down over to Magic Bear. Magic Bear out to the sidewall. Slow enough for AJ to take. And PineApple just shutting RMC down like we've said. Cheese gonna take this one low. No force on it, no shot goes through. Magic Bear to pinch on out, gets demoed in his effort for it, and immediately cleared back into the RMC half. Cheese gonna try and follow this one, stops him in the mid. And with a minute left to go, I will say scoreless is not a bad place to be if you're RMC trying to catch up. But even better, honestly, for PineApple, if you can take something here in the last few moments, playing the defensive game that they have been, it would be an easy takeaway.
In these low-scoring affairs, this is where you start to feel like, okay, one goal might really be the decider. It could be everything in this game just because it's been so contested. So tightly contested, especially on the defensive end. Both squads have had some absolutely immaculate saves here. His top was off the ground, tried to get it past Retals, but it's intercepted at the 50-yard line. Tried to get the pinch off the ground, not going to work. AJ up high. Retals is there to get a touch to it, to send it to the side just a tad. He's going to be stopping this PineApple attack for now, but Talk is there. Tried to get it past Magic Bear. Is he able to, though? Not quite yet. It's the Wild Wild Wilderness as the Bear gets it back one more time, sending it back toward the PineApple half. And is this going to be the final opportunity? No. It's going to be denied one more time, and we've gotten overtime in game number 2.
Second OT between these two squads in game 2. Yesterday, in game number 2, it was an OT that ended in 22 seconds in favor of PineApple. They're going to try and do that again here as Rettal slows this one down. Magic Bear up next. This one pops up into the sky. Cheese isn't going to try and force it too roughly, but his challenge is slightly successful, but Mist takes it back to the backboard. Double off. Retals sends it out. RMC still barely hanging on. Magic Bear is going to get the beat. This one goes through and change. You asked me about it, Rum. What is today about? It is all about change. A new Game 2 OT winner between these two teams is officially here.
Yeah, I mean, that was just insane. Honestly, that was so close to going in if you're the side of PineApple.
Together, or is it I don't want to say a fluke. I feel like that's so mean. It's not a fluke, but does PineApple continue to find success?
Early demo coming out from Mist to try and rebuild that game 1 success that PineApple found, where they were able to get a few goals on the board and shut out this RMC roster, but a shutout is not going to be on the cards for game 3 either, as already Cheese getting the early one. He found the game winner in game number 2 and getting the opener in game 3.
I gotta give it to Magic Bear too. I mean, Retals, of course, he went for the challenge off of it, and Cheese was just there to take the shot. But that bump from Magic Bear was so crucial. And now the double, and that is on a tight angle too, to give RMC a 2-goal lead, just less than 20 seconds into this game 3.
I mean, RMC right now are coming out with a vengeance. It looks like, you know, it seems like they are definitely in the mode of not letting PineApple get any type of momentum. I think that, you know, the feeling out process is over for this RMC roster, and they're ready to put pedal to the metal, and they are looking scary in this game number 3.
They definitely are. Everybody getting involved in every which way, but Cheese off the sidewall to just a float center to Retals. RMC off every kickoff have scored within 5 or 10 seconds at this point, and they look insane. They look so different in comparison to what game 1 and even 2 looked like. Here's another one for Cheese off the backboard. I don't know what changed in the in-between of those 2 games, but PineApple, they can't even defend like they did in games 1 and 2.
I mean, honestly, this looks like a whole different roster. RMC have come out in this game number 3 and put their foot down on the necks of PineApple, not letting them get absolutely any type of momentum so far out here on the pitch. And 45 seconds in to already get 4 goals is just a massive statement for sure.
Oh, it absolutely is. To come back from a 2-game deficit into a 4-goal lead with literally like 45 seconds into a game, that is a statement. That is what you want to show to people that you are having to go up against. A minute into this one, though, PineApple, you've got 4 minutes on the clock to try and respond to 4 goals. They've only been able to take, I believe, like 2 shots at this point. Retals already going for the demos in the net. You can see the lurks. RMC back on their aggressive grind. And PineApple, they are being given no space in comparison to those first 2 games there. I just like you said, it's like looking at a whole new roster.
I mean, they have really come out and made a statement, like I stated, and the fact that we're this early into the game is astounding, honestly, that they've already put up this many goals. And now if you're PineApple, you got to try to build off of this lack of momentum that you have. Just try to get something heading into this potential game number 4, because right here in game number 3, I don't want to say it's over already, but it definitely feels like this one is a little bit out of reach if you are PineApple, simply because, my goodness, RMC there clicking on all cylinders as Retals puts another one on target, but missed with a clutch save again to keep this one at a 4-0 scoreline.
I do gotta say, I gotta hand it up to Mist. There's been so many crucial moments that he's been able to keep this ball out of their net and it getting extended to 5+ goals at this point. Same can be said for AJ as well. AJ's made a couple crucial saves on next to no boost. Finally, they get out of their own half. Mist with a shot off the backboard here. All of RMC is low, but they still manage to defend. Mist isn't gonna stop there though. A demo opens up the net here for AJ, and finally a foot forward for PineApple.
All right, now PineApple, you're within 3, and there's still 2:20 left on the clock, so quite a bit of time in this one for sure. I won't say it's over just quite yet. I said it seemed over earlier, but guess what? Things change, especially in Community Cups, on a dime. And right now, maybe PineApple might be changing things up as the cleanup from Talk not going to get there. Retals was able to win out that challenge.
Pressure's not stopping either. AJ and Talk working together to get this one around. But RMC, definitely a much better job of getting clear beats on their challenges. No double going to come off this one. Instead, Talk's going to try and solo play it. Loses control a little bit, but manages to keep it in his possession. But Retals to take away. And it's just a slow shot out mid. Magic Bear takes the opportunity to make the pass and play over to Retals. 5-1, just like that.
I mean, right now when it rains, it pours. They had a little bit of a lull for a couple of minutes, but just like that, Retals gets another one added to his tally. 1:44 left on the clock. 4 goals is what PineApple need to get back into this one. It's going to be much easier said than done against this RMC roster that are clicking on pretty much all cylinders, it feels like.
They look so good. And what's scary is that PineApple does have the capability to look like this. This is kind of how that game number 1 felt against RMC that they took their win on, and then all of a sudden everything just flipped on its head. But this is what I was talking about when we were doing our predictions on them a little bit. I felt like the beginning of this one was going to be pretty back and forth. Obviously on the scoreline it's 1-1 in the series, but I gotta say all the control and momentum in that game 2 was in favor of PineApple. RMC just ended up pulling out the win in overtime, and that's kind of where everything shifted. But 55 seconds left on the clock right here. PineApple still down by 4. Not quite impossible in this EWC Community Cup. I always make mention that, you know, MENA scored 4 goals in 41 seconds. So if they can do it, you can do it too. So there is a world and a chance for PineApple to get back into this, but they got to take this ball away from RMC.
For sure. Magic Bear up high. Takes this one, trying to get it past the defense, is going to be able to with Cheese's help. This one gets centered, but nobody from RMC going to get the cleanup. And PineApple trying to get one for the road here to get a little bit of confidence back after a shellacking from RMC, who really put a hurting on PineApple in this game, and make it 6-1. Why not?
Keep it going. I gotta give it to Magic Bear. He's been fairly involved. Obviously, the first start of that play is on Retals versus Mist off the side, but the follow-up, Magic Bear just completely lurking the entire way through. And RMC, one goal away from a Brazil if they want. This one, though, off the kickoff, bounces on up. Cheese gonna take this one away. Sent down by Talk, the player that everybody really has had their eyes on, not even throughout today, but throughout the weekend in general. So I think headed into this next game, that is going to be a big, literally all on PineApple to respond. But there is a decent amount of pressure on RMC to recreate what they did before. I will say, you know, the performances we've gotten to see from them throughout the offseason, they do look consistent. Once they kind of get into the swing of things and figure out themselves a little bit, it is difficult for them to be stopped in their tracks. So all of this is on PineApple to slow RMC down, especially in the early stages of this game, because that's really where they start to run away with things.
Magic Bear can keep it going from last game. That would be big for him. He's known for putting on a lot of shots on target and converting on almost just as many. Retals right now back trying to clear this one and keep it in the PineApple half. Talk is up trying to get it past one, but Cheese is there to get a touch to it. Retals has to get it past two, gets it past one, but it's not going to be enough. And now AJ in the corner with the challenge to try to get this one back in front of the net. Here we go. It's going to be Mist, who is able to do it. Cheese leaves it off, and that's dangerous. He essentially gave AJ the alley-oop, and AJ will say thank you very much.
Yeah, Cheese is so low on boost. You're not going to get a strong touch off of that one, and AJ recognized that almost immediately, and like you said, just takes it as a pass opportunity to really just slide that one through in that corner there. PineApple first on the board. This is great progress for them, especially after the stomp out that they just had to endure from RMC. So a minute into this one, PineApple first on the board. This is a great sign of life for them too. Very reminiscent of that game one win for them. Just a matter of being able to hold on to it and extend.
Cheese up high. Going to cause some confusion on the PineApple half. Currently, they're heading back the other way. So, RMC now, Retals up high, leaving it off for one, but no, intercepted by AJ, and now heading back the other way is PineApple. Intercepted yet again. RMC doing a solid job of breaking up these offensive potential plays from PineApple, but they need an offensive play of their own to get this equalizer. It might come off the back of a counterattack because PineApple right now are inching forward and they're getting really aggressive, and that one skirts on out of there, barely doesn't cross the line. And this might be the chance. This might be the counterattack to go through. It's off the backboard. Is the cleanup there? Not quite. Retals trying to play bully ball to get it in, and there it is. Cheese with the follow-up. That right there is just absolutely unfortunate for PineApple. They had all the control. It was almost in, and just like that, they blink and RMC score.
My God, RMC need to thank PineApple for that miss there. I think Mist was the first person to initially take the shot and just barely went off the cross. And then they completely turn around. It's a quick counter, but the same thing is happening to them right now. PineApple in the faces of RMC. After the equalizer comes through, trying to put all the pressure in the world. Little low on boost here as this one makes its way out to mid, Talk up to challenge, but 2 on it. Means this one's gonna 50 back. And AJ just trying to keep this one to the blue. Magic Bear, great redirect. Just a bit off, not enough power to beat out the last line of defense there. But as you enter the second half of this game, it's all tied. Talk's gonna try and change that one though. Tries to go low, Magic Bear completely has him red.
Now Magic Bear heading back the other way. Mist gonna break that up. AJ not able to get it from Retals, and Retals tried to go for the double. Couldn't convert on it. Still Cheese giving them a chance, and Magic Bear soars it over. And this right here is just great communication, great teamwork. Cheese up high, knew that he had the bear waiting in the wings, and able to get it right past AJ.
Feed the bear every single time. Cheese straight to Magic Bear's nose and on through. RMC up by 1. Gonna try and turn it into 2 as Magic Bear goes up next. This one into the corner here. And PineApple They got to get back into this one. Missed over one, tries to bounce it down low. Cheese has him red. AJ to try and make a center shot. They're trying their hardest, but RMC are defending that 1-goal lead with their life right now. All 3 players in net, on target, keeping this one out. This is a really great clear, though, from them. It alleviates a little bit of that pressure and that low boost that PineApple are recognizing is starting to happen. Retals has the most right now. Still doesn't manage to quite get a read on it. Finally does after the second bounce here. But 1:23 seconds on the clock. RMC going to have to get out of their own half, and they finally do.
And right now looking to get that 3-1 advantage in this series. We'll say Magic Bear has definitely been the person to step up to the plate for this RMC roster. And maybe he got a little bit of a buff. His dad is in the chat, so maybe he got a little bit of a dad buff there with the support. That's the one thing I love about these community cups, especially is, you know, the parents of players coming out showing support for their kids. It's one of my favorite things. So shout out to you, Papa Magic Bear.
We've seen parents from all teams throughout the weeks be here in chat, so huge shout out to you guys. I know Retal's mom was in here earlier today as well. Great shot on target, though, from Cheese. Magic Bear to follow through to the backboard. Maybe Retals himself can finish it. He will. The butterflies come out, and RMC go up by 2.
RMC doing exactly what they need to get a little bit of comfortability in this game. When PineApple were lurking to potentially tie up the game and look to extend the series by taking it to a 2-2 scoreline. But RMC potentially here going up 3-1 in the series, and that is a dominating lead to have for sure, especially with the way they've been playing. But as I say that, AJ gets it through, and we got to see what happened here.
This is just, honestly, it's just a bad read and a bad challenge from Retals and Cheese. But fortunately for AJ, he is fairly accurate with most of his touches there. The bounce was just enough that it wasn't going to crossbar and bounce out. And PineApple now in a better position in these last 20 seconds here. AJ opportunity to try and equalize. Completely sent off. It was a little bit of a slow shot there, and 14 on the clock. Magic Bear takes this away. Reset towards the net. Can't float it in. Top keeps it out. In 7 seconds to go, RMC, you're going to have to hold on to this one for life. And Retals is going to almost guarantee it's a no. Instead, it's Magic Bear's follow-up that completely deny any chance of getting back into this one. RMC claim match point with a 2-goal lead.
RMC shutting down this PineApple roster.
Around what adjustments have been made. This team isn't bad by any means. I think Talk is an incredible player. I like him with AJ and Mist a lot. I think him and AJ meshed very, very well, but more importantly, him and Mist. Having that very solid third that you can duo with to make a lot of those passing plays is very, very crucial. You see it already starting to happen here in the first few moments of this game number 5. But RMC again, momentum is slightly in their favor. They're on match point, 1 win away from the grand finals here. And PineApple trying to put their foot forward and get back into the series as a whole.
They have to do it sooner than later, I will say, because RMC right now are probably feeling way more comfortable on the pitch. And if you're PineApple, you don't want to get into a lull against this RMC roster, because all it takes is one opportunity, one window, a sliver of hope for RMC, and they are going to strike and take it exceptionally fast. We've seen them do it before. The only time that PineApple really looked in control in this series was during game 1, where they shut out RMC in kind of shocking fashion. But ever since then, it has really been an onslaught from RMC. So the D for PineApple is going to need to step up in a major way, the same way that RMC's has.
Yeah, you definitely, gotta have very strong, solid energy on the defensive end if you are PineApple, really trying to get back into the swing of things. But I think right now the main focus is their offense. Those passing plays are back. They're connecting between Mist and Talk. It is just a 1, 2, and through type beat for them, and it's just too much for RMC to defend.
Too much to handle. PineApple stepping up to the plate, getting on the board early, doing what they need to. Uh-oh, wait a second. Okay, Cheese not able to get it past AJ. Thought for a second that RMC might have been answering back already, and the demo comes through. Is that going to be enough to open the door? It is, but they can't convert. and that's going to be saved away by Mist. And it's going to be RMC that have to try again, but they're off the backboard. Another opportunity coming through. A beamer of a shot from Cheese, and that's going to convert.
That's your playmaker there. You've seen it so many times, but I gotta give credit to both players on the other side of the field. Retals and Magic Bear. The Magic Bear set up off the backboard, and then the Retals bump on Talk in net. It was just full composure all the way around from RMC to really get back into this one. And now PineApple got to refine their rhythm a little bit. AJ down to himself. This one gets popped up by Retals and Talk to keep it going. But 3 minutes left in regulation here. Not a bad place to be if you're PineApple trying to get back into the swing of things. AJ tries to force the dunk on this one. Doesn't find his way through, but not a bad showing.
Not bad at all. 2 minutes through on this one. And this is a pivotal game for PineApple. Simply because if you lose this one, it is over. Sayonara. Your tournament is done. But at least you will be walking away with $2 grand in your pocket. To the side of RMC, 1 game away from guarantee yourself in that semifinal. The Mist says not if I have anything to say about it, as he guides this one right past the defense. Cheese tried to get a hand up, but just couldn't. Mist just wins it out, and Reynolds actually guided that one in, so kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, that's just a crazy dunk from Mist overall. AJ's touch off the sidewall really set him up for success. And the way that he was leaning into that ball with his car completely like on its side, that's a very difficult thing to defend if you're RMC. So huge shout out to Mist on that one. That's a great play to get his team back into the swing of things here. 1 goal lead with just over 2 minutes left here. And they are trailing by 2 in the series. So you're going to want everything you can. And Mist looking to build on his first shot there. 2-14. PineApple double up their lead.
Mist has been absolutely the reason that PineApple have been in this series even somewhat. Like so far, we said before we thought it would be Talk, but right now it's been Mist on the defensive end, on the offensive end. He's been the person clutching up for this roster multiple times over and over again, and looking to force this game number 6 at least out of this RMC roster is going to be PineApple. So, I mean, right now the center comes through. Save on the line from Mist one more time. It's Magic Bear gets another shot on target, and we will say yet again, Magic Bear has done so good on the offensive end, getting a ton of goals for this RMC roster. And they're going to be looking to feed the bear a little bit more. They got 90 seconds left to do it to get back in this one. The bump comes out on the line. Oh my gosh, that was perfect from Magic Bear. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
This literally is the bread and butter of this roster. These bumps followed with whether it's a dunk or just a crazy individual play. RMC does it almost every single time. Talk just completely bumped off. And unfortunately for AJ actually had the opportunity to get a second touch on it, just couldn't quite pick the angle that would have made connection. So now it's up to PineApple to hold on to their 1 goal lead here with 1:22 on the clock. Magic Bear to leave this one floating for Retals. It's a little awkward here, so he goes off the ceiling and down, but it floats on back. Back pass to Cheese is actually an own goal. He wasn't ready for it, and RMC give up a goal.
Yikes.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, there are growing pains at the end of the day with RMC, and that is becoming evident right here as, yeah, that's just unfortunate communication right there for sure.
Yeah, that's
in the not top 10.
Cheese. Yeah, you gotta shake your head and move on from it. But if you're PineApple, you are very happy and grateful for that one. 1 minute left on the clock. You try and use that in your favor as far as the mentality goes, right? You're now up by 2 with less than a minute on the clock. Reynolds got to race back as Talk tries to take a challenge on him here. He's going to center it. Missed. Not enough boost to go up and follow. Instead, it's AJ next in rotation. And RMC very low on resources, but a demo could make this a little easier. Missed, though, to keep this one out. PineApple, they've held their boost in their tank for a decent amount of time, which makes a lot of these attacks so much more lethal, but also defensively, it gives them so many more options to keep this ball out of their net. So huge props to them on that one. 20 seconds left to go.
And just as we sit here and, praise RMC's defense, PineApple are able to get the most goals that they've scored so far in a game in this series. here and now. So a big shift from them in this one to be able to put 4 on the board and keep this RMC squad at bay. So we will be at least going to game number 6 as PineApple extended again.
Not seeing a pendulum shift back in favor of PineApple.
I'm honestly very shocked that we did not see a timeout here from RMC. Yes, they had a couple of own goals in that last game, but at the end of the day, I still think that, you know, they could talk this one over simply because PineApple definitely figured something out in that last game. And if this PineApple roster can keep that momentum going, we'll see a game 7. And you don't want to call a timeout when it's too late, when the squad already has a couple of games under their belt heading into a game 7. That is almost disaster territory that you put yourself in. So here and now, this game is massive. Potential must win here for RMC to keep PineApple from having that momentum heading into the final game.
PineApple, they've really just started to slowly getting their footing back together. First 30 seconds, though, is scoreless. Magic Bear takes this one down low, pops it up. Retals gets bumped off, and there's no follow-up to come through. Instead, PineApple will take control just for a short moment there. Retals to the backboard, double down. Follow from Cheese is in. And there you have it. The beginning stages of game 1 swing back in the favor of RMC.
The offense is popping off early. Cheese stepping up. He was your player to look at. I believe yesterday you pointed him out and said, you know, Cheese is definitely the player that you're looking to step up and make some of those big flashy plays, mainly to match Talk. And today against Talk, he is definitely outplaying him so far in this one.
I mean, he's trying to solo it on his own. A little bit too wide of an angle there for him. But yes, Talk has been really just that star player for PineApple. Like I said, I could hype up this roster all day. I like the combination of him, AJ, and Mist together. They look great, but same can be said for RMC at times. PineApple, though, trailing by 1. AJ's going to try and push this one forward and equalize if possible, but every attempt so far denied. In 3:33, we swing back into that blue side there. Shot to the backboard. Retals down to Cheese on the ground, but it's off the post and out.
PineApple are going to be taking a big sigh of relief right there as the post helps them out in a massive way to keep this one at just a 1-goal advantage. And PineApple will try to play bully ball on the line, but Magic Bear is able to hold them off, get the clear. Now PineApple with another chance. Talk gets it past 1. No cleanup is there, though. And that's unfortunate for PineApple because that was a great chance.
Yeah, definitely was. Another one coming through, though. AJ used everything left in his tank to try and push that one forward. And Cheese also on low boost, trying to do the same. You see Retals and Magic Bear, though, just trying to reclaim that possession before PineApple can get it away. AJ's demo onto Magic Bear, though, opens up the net. Double off the backboard from Mist, puts them in an equalizer.
Mist putting up numbers. Left it off the backboard. Able to easily tap that one in. I mean, when you get a double that clean that you set up yourself, there's no better feeling.
Yeah, and also I do gotta say, that was an open backboard. So the few times we have seen that, PineApple recognizes when there is space given, that is space you've got to fully take advantage of, and they have. And that's really what's keeping them in this right now. Talk on no boost, pops this up mid, Missed to follow. Takes it to the corner, double to center, over to AJ. This one's in. That is such a connected play. They completely pinball in the air around the defense. Nobody high enough to stop them. And just like that, PineApple are back in this.
A little over 2 minutes left on the clock in this one. RMC trying to find the answer back to potentially send this one to an overtime and in this series in 6. But I don't know, man. PineApple have answered the call yet again, and they're applying more pressure on the RMC currently. RMC have to figure out a way to weather the storm. Missed up high, who has been a problem on this PineApple roster for the other squad. Doing a great job of just allowing himself set up plays, but as I say that, Magic Bear comes right back with a vengeance, gets the equalizer off the cleanup.
That is a really nice one too. Again, to that backboard, no defense, but Magic Bear forced that through those last two defenders on the ground. This is one of the few times we've seen that too. Magic Bear, his dunks have been pretty intense in this series. Tied game now. Magic Bear center over to Retals off the backboard. No follow-up. Instead, Talk. He's going to pop this one up, and Cheese is going to stop the play in its tracks. But I like this from PineApple. They aren't too stressed out if RMC are taking a few quality shots at their net. But less than 90 seconds to go in a tied game. This could become dangerous very, very quickly.
Oh, it's very dangerous territory right now, especially if you're PineApple. It's a potentially golden goal situation for RMC if they find a way to just shut down this PineApple roster, who did seem like they came back to life a little bit in this last game. But Cheese with another save off the missed shot. He's going to be good to go. Heading back with the clear. Retals tried to get it past Talk, but Talk corrals it. Now trying to get the solo play. Okay. Looking for the reset, but it gets sent to the corner. Retals gets demoed out. Now it's missed. Looking to get the clear. They finally do. Talk off the respawn is right back at it. And a big save from AJ this time. It's going to keep it at a 2-2 scoreline. 30 seconds remaining.
And you do have to recognize, okay, Cheese's shot doesn't go in. Follow-up from Retals next. The bump play, the float, the touch is through. The RMC rat plays are back. And I was just about to say that if you recognize whoever is lower on boost, and I'm talking about the team as a whole, that's when the attacks from the other end come through. You saw that PineApple was running a little bit low on resources there. Mist had used everything he could to take that first challenge, but that bump on Talk, it just completely opened up the net. 18 seconds left on the clock here. Back pass over to Magic Bear to just waste time. RMC 11 seconds away from the grand finals if PineApple don't find their golden goal here. And here comes Mist off the side, tries to make the double center over to Talk. 0-second goal completely denied. This one hits the ground. RMC take down PineApple.